of the most interesting developments is Larry Kudlow, who is a very, very successful commentator on Fox, who was the head of domestic policy for President Trump and who before that worked for Ronald Reagan in the White House in the 1980s. Kudlow is a very famous economist, and he now does a show on Fox TV and has a radio show every Saturday. And he has decided that he's going to make getting back to a balanced budget a major part of his commitment. Larry knows that when I was Speaker, we balanced the budget for 4 straight years for the only time in your lifetime. He also knows that controlling spending, reducing taxes, limiting regulation leads to the most dramatic economic growth, and that the whole key to the Reagan system was to incentivize people so they'd go to work and to incentivize people so they'd invest and create jobs. And the result was we had a very long stretch. As Kudlow likes to point out, we grew at an average of 3.5% a year for 50 years because the system was working. Now, when you go to high taxes, lots and lots of regulations, and you start going back, instead of having work requirements, you go back to giving people money while doing nothing, and then you tolerate huge amounts of corruption, you're going to have a big deficit, you're going to have an economy that slows down dramatically, and you're going to have average everyday working Americans losing ground. That's exactly where we are today. And so I think you're going to find in the next few months a growing interest in setting the standard of getting back to a balanced budget, a growing interest in genuinely reforming government, an increasing awareness that you can't have, programs like California, which lost $20 billion, not million, $20 billion in unemployment compensation that was stolen. You just can't afford that. And so I'm very intrigued because I've been very actively involved in both economic growth and balancing the budget. And I think that it's a real key to the American future. I think you're going to see it become a key part of our political discussion. And I'd keep an eye out for how that evolves.